Hey folks, this is John again at the Acoustic Shop. I'm here with my good buddy Pepin. Pepin is from southern Georgia. You will know it by his accent. He's got the greatest southern accent I've ever heard in my life. No, I'm lying to you. No. Pepin is from the Netherlands, and he's going to talk to you some more about these vintage Varnish guitars that Eastman's just coming out with. So tell us, we got this one right here. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, as I said earlier, the E10 00SS is a beautiful instrument, but this time it's finished by the violin varnish department. So it's not sprayed with nitrocellulose, it's hand rubbed. And it gives a special patina, making the guitar look like an instrument from the 1930s. We are already known for sounding like instruments from the golden era, but now they also look like instruments from the golden era, and that's exactly what we want. There's these small, tiny details which, the funny thing is, if you hold one, you play one, it immediately feels comfortable. Normally when I have a second-hand guitar, I always like a second-hand guitar better than a new one because it feels it's already been played in, it's got a lot of mileage on it. This one, without being played, feels like your old regular guitar.
Like that one a whole bunch. So that's the new E10. They are going to be coming out with that one also in the slope shoulder.
Slope shoulder. So both, it's a slope shoulder E10 SS and the E10 00SS. Then we also have the mandolins for the first time in our varnish. Let me start with this one. Again, antiqued and finished by our violin department with all the looks of the old one. When I was visiting the Country Music Hall of Fame in this July in Nashville, I fell in love with all the old mandolins that were displayed there. They had the great, the cowboy Roy Rogers suits, but also with the mandolin he played. All these stuff. So I took pictures, we dived into it, and I asked the violin department, can you do this for me? And sure they can.
I killed it. It actually looks like Jeremy's already been beating the fire out of this mandolin right here. This looks like one of his mandolins he's been playing for a while.
Absolutely. So we got the F-style, F-holes, Eddie round neck top, beautiful maple back and sides.
That's the 815 right there.
Then we got the 814, the oval hole F-style. My personal favorite. I mean, in bluegrass it's more the F-style, but in Europe, especially in the UK, in the more folky kind of sound, they use the oval hole, and I love the inlay on that. And this is also, again, it's black, but you see the wood coming through. Same specs as the 815, so it's an Eddie Rondeck top with a maple. You don't see the maple only if you look really carefully in the black, but yeah, I think Johnny Cash would have digged this one.
Well, and those that are familiar with those actually original 20s mandolins, that was the look that they have, and that's what they look like now. Exactly. with that same look.
Including there's like white, how do you say that, marks, cloudy marks. This exactly like an old instrument looks, because it's hand rubbed. No way you can get that out.
Sure enough. And then we have the 805.
805.
Which is the A style.
Exactly. A style, again, Eddie Rondeck top, beautiful flame maple on the back, and it looks like Jeremy's been beating the hell out of it.
I love how we're going to get to censor all these videos. This is great.
Well, apart from the mandolins, I was not done yet because we need some thin line guitars. And one of my all-time favorite guitars, I'm a big Beatle fan, is an instrument that is thin line but hollow, so there's no centerpiece. We have a little bit of reinforcement on the inside, otherwise the top would crack, but it's fully hollow, weighs nothing. Feel this, John.
Oh, I know. It's just amazingly light.
It's so light, and it's got the Bixby.
Yeah.
I mean, put a Bixby on a solid body and you go crazy, but it's so light. And the Bixby adds a lot, but also the Seymour Duncan Antiquity dog ears are just exactly the P90 sound in combination with the hollow body. Put humbuckers on this one and it will feedback. It will be too low, no, it will not work. But the single coils with a hollow body thin line, it's just an amazing sounding instrument, and probably my favorite. Got a USA Bixby, the Goto parts, everything. This prototype's got the rosewood fingerboard, but we're switching just with the SB59, we're switching to the ebony fingerboards.
And this one, I played this one already, guys, and I'm telling you, acoustically, by far the best sounding hollow-bodied thin line guitar I've ever heard. It plays like an acoustic guitar.
Absolutely, and that's one of the things why I'm not a good guitar player. I'm always the singer and strumming the chords. A singer-songwriter playing this, you can play it like an acoustic guitar. But if you're, for instance, Gary Clark Jr. style, really getting overdriven blues fuzz tone, it is great for that too. So you can go any way with this guitar.
This guitar, I've got one of these in the shop, different color, but I am blown away with this. This was the first shot that we had at this new Varnish series, and I'm telling you guys, the wear marks are perfect. I looked at everything on there and I'm like, this is exactly the way it was supposed to be if I had the real thing.
And that's one of the things that sets Eastman apart from many of our competitors. When we only do stuff when we know we can. If we cannot do anything, we'll stay away from it. So this is something that, since the violin shop has been doing it for 26 years, I mean, 26 years ago, perhaps Fender had his first custom shop relic. So we started just as long ago doing this on the violins. So they have the experience. This is another new one, the T49 for the jazz guys, the jazz cats. It's laminated, archtop, set lover, aged set lover by Seymour Duncan. And again, like you mentioned, all the marks, all the wear and tear. Has Jeremy touched it again?
No, it would look worse than that if he had.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Excellent. Well, these and other instruments are going to be at the Acoustic Shop. Come check them out. This stuff is really amazing that Eastman's doing, and we're really excited to have it there.
Okay, and to all you folks out there, go visit the Acoustic Shop. These guys rock.